CrossFit Heath. I've got your Tuesday workout for you. So starting off on our warm-up, we're going to begin with a 500-meter row or 1,500-meter bike at a moderate effort. So I want you to put 9 minutes on the clock and go at probably about a 70 to 75% pace until you finish those distances. If you don't have a piece of cardio equipment, then I would recommend going for an 800-meter jog, just nice and easy, and then when you come back in, go ahead and finish off with the rest of the warm-up. So for the rest of our warm-up, we're going to go through 3 different movements for 2 rounds for a couple of different sets. So the first one is 2 rounds of 5 bootstrappers and 5 PVC good mornings, and then 5 inchworm to push-ups. So I'm going to show you those 3 movements. So the first one is the bootstrapper. Okay, so I'm going to grab onto my toes, pull my chest up at the bottom of the squat, and then straighten my knees again for 5 reps. Okay, then 5 PVC good mornings. You're going to put that PVC pipe on your back. We're going to slide bend in the knee, and we're going to hinge at the hips until our spine is parallel to the floor. 5 reps. Push those hips back, squeeze the butt on the way up, and then finish off with 5 inchworm to push up. Wide base. I'm going to inch out, push up, and then come back. Stand up at the top. Okay? Do that for 2 rounds, and then we're going to move on to, let's scroll down here, 8 barbell good mornings, 8 scat push-ups, 8 scat pull-ups, and 8 tuck-ups. Okay, so let me show you those movements. So if you don't have a barbell, just do 8 regular PVC pipe or broom handle good mornings. The same thing that we did in the previous section. Scat push-up, all we're going to do is focus on squeezing and retracting those shoulder blades for the pull-up and the push-up. So scat push-up looks like this. Okay, all I'm going to do is squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Okay, same thing on the pull-up. So find the door frame or anywhere that you can, a tree branch, anywhere that you can safely perform a pull-up, and all you're going to do is hang and squeeze those shoulder blades together and release for 8 reps, and then 8 tuck-ups. So let me show you that. Flat on the floor. Okay, then you're going to reach up and get those toes. All right, and then we're going to finish off our warm-up with 2 rounds of 10 RDLs with the barbell, 10 perfect push-ups, and 10 kip swings. Okay, so let me show you those. So on the RDL with the barbell or PVC pipe or broomstick, what we want to focus on is keeping our legs straight. So we're going to start at the standing position, and all we're going to do is push our hips back and let that barbell slide down our shins, keeping a neutral spine, and then squeeze our butt on the way up. Again, keeping my legs straight, my knees locked out, just pushing my hips back. And then when I get to mid-shin, I'm going to stand back up, okay, for 10 reps. And then 10 perfect push-ups. On the perfect push-ups, if you need to go from your knees, that's totally fine. If you need to do a push-up on an elevated surface, that's totally fine. What we mean by perfect push-up is keeping your body completely straight, okay? Chest touching the ground or the object you're pushing up to, and then full lockout at the top. Now, the thing about push-ups, the key here is the shape of your elbows in relation to your spine. So when we do a push-up, your hand placement is really based on your anatomy. So for myself, I have pretty mobile shoulders and elbows. So my hand placement on a push-up is just slightly at my fingers are at about a 45-degree angle, okay? And so what I want to be able to do is my elbows track directly inside of my torso. So when I do a push-up, this is the most effective and safe position. If you'll notice, a push-up, it's really difficult to do if we turn our elbows out, and that puts our shoulders and our pectoral muscles at in a bad spot. So again, turn your wrists in such a way that your elbows are able to track inside of your torso, and then at the bottom of your push-up, your elbows and the base of your spine make an inverted V. Okay? So if you can do that, then you are in good position to do a push-up. Okay? So 2 rounds of that, and that is your warm-up. Okay, so you'll notice on Wodify, we also have a strength segment. So if you have a barbell, you're gonna get 15 minutes to work up to a 3-rep max deadlift. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is talk a little bit about that 3-rep max portion. Now, 3-rep max does not mean that we want you to put as much weight on there and then do 3 reps really fast in a row and get out of position. When I do a 3-rep max, it is totally fine to do my first lift, to set the barbell back down and reset, regrip, do my second, and then do the same thing for my third. 3-rep max doesn't mean do 3 reps with as heavy of a weight as fast as you can. They don't even have to be back to back to back. You can take a split second to regrip, reset, and put tension back in your hamstrings and then pull from the ground in a safe way. So let's go over deadlift movement real quick. Okay. So the first thing that we're looking for is the grip is right outside of your knees. So it's basically your clean grip. Okay. My footwork, I want my feet directly below my shoulders. Okay. Then what I want to do is to make sure I have a vertical shin. So my knees are in front of my toes, or behind my toes, I'm sorry. Okay, my weight is in my heels, and my spine is neutral. All right. From here, I'm going to apply pressure to the outside of my knees, and I'm going to pull against that bar. I want that bar up against my shins. All right. Now I'm going to lift with my legs until I get to my knees. Once I'm at my knees, I can open up my hips and squeeze my butt. Again, vertical shins, flat back, apply pressure to the outside of your knees, drive through your heels, and then open up your hips. Okay? Now, when I return the barbell to the ground, I don't have to immediately go back up, right? So when I return the barbell to the ground, I can reset. And what I mean by reset is pull that barbell back into you, get tension in your hamstrings, pull your shoulders up, and make sure everything is tight from the waist down before you lift again. So the biggest thing with your 3-rep max deadlift, or deadlifting in general, is that before you pull that barbell off the ground, you feel tension in your hamstrings. You feel like your legs and your butt are doing all the work, not your back. Okay? For your WOD, you have 2 movements of descending reps, 30, 20, 10 of deadlifts and toe to bar. Okay? But the catch is, after each full set, so after 30 rep deadlifts, after 30 toe to bar, you're going to do 50 double unders. Same thing, after 20 and 20, 50 double unders, and then finish off with 10 and 10, 50 double unders. Now, for those of you working at home, this is going to take a little bit of creativity if you don't have a barbell or if you don't have a rig. So here's what I recommend. If you need to modify this workout, go ahead and keep the deadlift in there. Okay, so you can use lots of different implements to do a good deadlift. You can use a kettlebell, dumbbells. You can even use a suitcase or a backpack. So let's say I don't have any weightlifting equipment. I can turn an old duffel bag into a dumbbell, essentially. So what I would do is do 30 deadlifts on the right and 30 deadlifts on the left with a manageable weight. Okay, we're just going to do a suitcase deadlift. So that it looks like this, and up, and up. Same mechanics. Okay, still getting in a good work. And the good thing is you can load up that bag with as much weight as you want. Okay, so again, kettlebell deadlift, dumbbell deadlift, either of those will be fine. And if you want to do double, if you want some weight in each hand, just make sure that it's the same weight to avoid imbalances. Now the toe to bar. okay? On the toe-to bar, if you don't have a pull-up rig, okay, what I would recommend is doing the tuck-ups that we did in the warm-up or sit-ups, okay? Go ahead and modify for those two movements if you are not able to safely do toe-to bar. If some of you are using pull-up bars in a door frame, like the ones you buy at a sporting goods store, I don't recommend using that for a toe-to bar. You don't want to do, those are only for static pull-ups. You don't want to do any type of swinging or kipping motion that's unsafe and you may fall. So only do the toe-to bars if you have a stationary rig in place, somewhere that you can actually do the kipping motion. So if you are doing the toe-to bar, remember our 2 points of performance are eyes forward. Okay, we don't want to look up at the bar when we're doing our toe-to bar. We want to be looking forward the entire time. Try to keep those feet together on that toe-to bar. Okay, if you don't have your toe-to bar yet, let's practice on getting our knees up to our elbows or knee to chest. Okay, all right, guys, have a good workout. Can't wait to see you back in the gym.